Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 4.
Here's a look at today's top 4 at 4. A local teen faces multiple charges after a brutal assault in Moorhead last week. Court documents say police were called to the 1900 block of 18th Avenue South just after 7 p.m. where they found 2 women with major injuries. Police were interviewed the women at the hospital, and they found that they were in a relationship and were both assaulted by 18-year-old Ashton Belfoy after an argument. They say he attacked them with a knife, a screwdriver, and a stick, stabbing one of them in the eye. One victim was able to run away from the apartment, while the other was forced to jump off the roof. If convicted, Belfoy could face up to 50 years in prison. And West Fargo Fire says there are $15,000 in damages following a grease fire that injured one person. Fire officials say it happened around 10:40 on Saturday morning in the 3100 block of 7th Street East. Once on scene, firefighters learned someone started a grease fire. One person had minor burns and was treated on scene. And there's now an app that lets Minnesotans know if they've been exposed to COVID-19. Governor Tim Walz unveiled the app in a press conference this morning. He said the app doesn't track your location or collect personal data. It works by using Bluetooth to measure your proximity to other users. And the University of Oxford and AstraZeneca reported late-stage trials of their COVID-19 vaccine were, quote, highly effective in preventing disease. It stopped about 90% of people from getting the coronavirus. The Oxford Vaccine Group said they also have evidence the vaccine is effective against asymptomatic transmission of the virus. And that wraps up today's Top 4 at 4. Now let's get a first look at our weather with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hey, Hutch.
Good afternoon, Callie. Oh, hello, everyone. As we take a look at our satellite, things are pretty clear and quiet now, but we do have some big-time changes on the way as we head into the evening and more so overnight. Look at these temperatures. Our western counties enjoying near 40 degrees, Aberdeen 43. A little cooler in central Minnesota with mid-20s there. But we have gusty winds also for our western counties. It's those south winds that are helping to boost temperatures a little higher in those locations. Expect the breezy conditions to continue at least through sunset. Look at the wind blow at the Dakota Magic Casino right now. Those flags really whipping with the southeast breeze with gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour in portions of South Dakota. It'll remain windy tonight and temperatures will be steady with increasing clouds here in Fargo and Grand Forks. We're expecting much the same, fairly steady temperatures. Notice right now blue skies there in the Grand Forks area tonight. Now we're going to see those clouds yield some mixed precipitation. Here's a sneak peek at this. After midnight, rain, sleet, and snow develop across the region, mainly from the Red River Valley and points east. I'll have hour-by-hour details on this, and we'll talk about those road conditions and other impacts as we go through your Tuesday weather, and we'll look ahead towards Thanksgiving here in a moment.
All right, thanks so much, Hutch. And it's the week of giving thanks, and United Way and Bremer Bank have teamed up to help 90 families across Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo transition out of homelessness. They're packing and distributing kits filled with household essentials like plates, drinking ware, utensils, paper towels, toilet paper, and more. They say on a given night in Fargo, over 1,000 people experience homelessness, and 23% of them are children.
And with the week of Thanksgiving, it's just good timing. It's a week of being grateful for a lot of different things. And with the pandemic going on, you know, any little piece can make a difference.
To learn more about how you can get involved, download our VNL News app and click on this story. And the Bemidji Police Department needs your help finding a stolen car. This vehicle is a silver 2010 Buick Enclave with Leech-like license plates that read lovely. If you have seen this vehicle, you're asked to call the number on your screen. And U.S. Air Force nurses are on the ground in North Dakota preparing to fan out to help the state's COVID-19 fight. The 60 nurses and other medical personnel got to North Dakota over the weekend and were processing in, getting medical screenings, assignments, and supplies. These healthcare workers will soon arrive at various hospitals throughout North Dakota to support the state's efforts to combat COVID-19. Medical centers in Minot, Bismarck, Fargo, and Grand Forks are set to get the extra staffing. The relief effort comes after FEMA granted an aid request submitted by Governor Burgum. And North Dakota recently recorded the world's highest COVID-19 mortality rate, according to an analysis by the Federation of American Scientists. In Minnesota, Senator Amy Klobuchar held a press conference on hunger in the Twin Cities suburb this morning. The senator discussed how situations like a pandemic or natural disasters make the issue even more apparent. She also stressed the importance of Congress coming together to pass a coronavirus relief package.
We have to pass pandemic relief legislation at the end. And it's not just me saying it. The head of the Federal Reserve, who was appointed by Donald Trump, Jerome Powell, said it would be tragic if this didn't get done by the end of the year.
Senator Klobuchar also said that 1 in 8 Minnesota households live with hunger or are in danger of going hungry every year. And the first weekend under new COVID restrictions in Minnesota has come to an end. Esme Murphy from WCCO spoke with Governor Tim Walz to get his take on what's ahead and how the state is faring. The governor and Department of Health officials have repeatedly said that they can predict from this past week's numbers what the next week will look like. The governor said this week's numbers will again be devastating.
Yes, and I take no joy in that, but it is the math and it's the momentum. Case positivities are followed 7 to 10 days later by hospitalizations, which are followed by ICU and deaths. And we're in that spiral right now.
The governor said it will be 2 weeks before the data comes out to show if the current restrictions are working. As for the vaccine, he says Minnesota could see the first doses for healthcare workers by the end of next month. And Governor Walz said in a press conference today that he plans to announce a relief plan for small businesses in the hospitality industry. The governor said he will call a special session tomorrow in order to approve the plan, which will include sales tax mitigation. Both small businesses in the hospitality industry have struggled immensely in Minnesota since the pandemic began. And an annual Thanksgiving tradition is taking place in the nation's capital this week. Meet corn and cob making their national debut this morning. The two turkeys, who hail from Iowa, are set to receive a pardon by President Trump on Tuesday. They're living it up at the Willard Hotel, posing for the cameras in all their feathery glory ahead of their big day. A social media campaign will determine which one becomes the official 2020 National Thanksgiving Turkey. And if you're wondering how you can spread some holiday cheer, we'd like to remind you of our virtual food drive. We're teaming up with the Great Plains Food Bank, and we'd really like for you to get involved. To find out more about how you can help local families in need, download our free VNL News app, look for the virtual food drive, and click to donate. And Joe Biden has selected some of his key cabinet positions, and you may see some familiar faces. We'll have the details next.
Beautiful day out west, but it was also windy as we started our work week off with some sunshine across the region. We do have some changes to talk about overnight. We'll notice those changes work their way in by daybreak. Some of us will have a slippery commute potentially. Details are coming up right after this.